welcome to the special broadcast that we're bringing to you from Vijay Chowk, right outside the Parliament House that has been witness to the second no confidence motion of the Modi government. In fact, we have seen one happen just a year before the 2019 Lok Sabha elections in the year 2018, and today a second no confidence motion that has been moved against the Modi government just about a year ahead of the next year's Lok Sabha elections. But we have seen how the opposition parties have taken on the government on issues related not just to Manipur, but also as far as price rise is concerned, as far as issues relating to farmers are concerned. Let's take a quick look at how, in fact, the entire debate began this morning with Gaurav Gogoi, who in fact led from the side of the opposition, moving that no confidence motion. Of course, there was a lot of confusion with Rahul Gandhi also expected to lead this morning, but finally it was Gaurav Gogoi who moved it, Member of Parliament from Assam, who spoke extensively about Manipur and how the state was burning, and also, of course, on expectations of the government and the centre, and how he felt and his party felt that the centre had fallen short of those expectations. Let's take a quick look at what was said inside the Parliament this morning.
सर, सुबह जहां तक मैं जानता हूं, सुबह आपके ऑफिस में एक चिट्ठी आया था सेक्रेटरी जनरल के ऑफिस में, श्री राहुल गांधी जी गौरव गोगोई के स्थान पर बोल रहे हैं। क्या हुआ सर? हम तो राहुल गांधी जी के भाषण सुनने के लिए हम उत्सुक है सर, हम उत्सुक है। लेवल 55 he has given a letter that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is going to speak. What happened in 5 minutes? What is the problem, sir? We are very much enthusiastic to listen Mr. Rahul Gandhi, sir.
मैं ये सोच रहा था कि राहुल जी बोलेंगे, क्योंकि मीडिया में तरह तरह की खबरें आ रही थी, लेकिन लगता है कि शायद राहुल जी तैयार नहीं थे, देर से उठे होंगे तो नहीं बोल पाए। कोई बात नहीं है, गौरव गोगोई जी ने बोला, बहुत अच्छा बोला।
We look forward to what Rahul Gandhi ji has to say. He has visited Manipur. He has a very valuable perspective which we all look forward to hear.
श्री राहुल गांधी जी को नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कुछ समय के लिए गैर कानूनी तरीके से जबरन संसद से बाहर तो कर दिया। कल जब श्री राहुल गांधी जी की सिंह गर्जना गूंजेगी संसद के गलियारों में, तो मोदी सरकार की जवाबदेही सुनिश्चित होगी।
राहुल गांधी बोलेंगे सर।
All right, so let's take this across now to our guests. Joining us, with us, of course, is Karan Verma. He's a political analyst who's joining us on the broadcast. Also joining us, the spokesperson of the BJP, Tuhin Sinha. With us also, of course, on this entire broadcast at the moment is Advocate Nikhil Jain. He's a political analyst as well. And Satyaprakash Mishra is leader of the JDU. Let me start with you first, Mr. Mishra. Today's no confidence motion that has begun. We have seen, of course, opposition parties launch an attack on the government. Similarly, there are very strong speakers from the government side. Even as we are speaking, Kiran Rijiju, who is a union minister, is taking on the opposition parties. It's talking about the track record of the government, how militancy, for instance, has been brought down in different parts. Incidents of violence have come down even in Northeast, if you look at the overall picture, leaving aside recent incidents of Manipur. So this is the government's pushback to this no confidence motion. How can we expect and what can we expect over the next 42 hours now?
Today is a very historic day in India's history. It is 8 August, the Bharat Chodo Andolan, the Quit India movement. And the government which is in power now has lost the confidence of the people. When a deaf, dumb and a blind government functioning since last 4 years, more than 4 years, which never listened to the high price inflation rate, never listened and care about the high unemployment rate, never listened and care about the, farmers' bill, and 700 farmers died. And never listen to the people of the Manipur even. The human right violation of India is rising day by day. We claim that we are a largest democracy, but at the same point of time, the India is facing high amount of human right violation. The Prime Minister doesn't accountable. He is not accountable to the Constitution of India. So he is only accountable to his own
So this is more for political position. The BJP is saying this is more for political positioning ahead of next year's Lok Sabha elections.
What I am trying to tell you is that now on this very historic day of 8 August, that Parliament is discussing and the opposition party put forth the no confidence motion. Why? Because the government has already lost the confidence. It may have the number, but not the confidence.
Has the government lost the confidence, Tuhin Sinha, on Manipur, on price rise, on farmer issues? That's his allegation.
Madhav, when this opposition brings forth a no confidence motion, they should ideally call it no self-confidence. Because look at the transformation of the Northeast. I agree what has happened in the last 3 months in Manipur is unsavory. It is very shameful. But if you take away those 3 months, the level of transformation that the region has witnessed, whether it is unprecedented infrastructure creation, the road highways has gone up by more than 200%. There are at least 8 new airports. The Honorable Prime Minister has personally visited those places so many times, which has given a sense of belongingness to the people of Northeast. Today, racial slurs, which used to be so common in Delhi and in other parts of the country against people from Northeast, is virtually not there. So this is the achievement of the Modi government, mainstreaming Northeast in a way that has not happened before. The war on drugs.
Why was the PM silent?
I was just coming to that. The war of drugs was one of the very main reasons for the flare-up in Manipur. The war on drugs has been unprecedented, and mind you, the start of this violence had begun with a High Court ruling. The government had nothing to do with it. There were protests against that particular ruling, according status of ST to a particular community, and those protests were pre-planned.
Today says that there's drug mafia links with even the Chief Minister's office, and Chief Minister should have stepped down.
He will be sued for defamation.
If not factually correct.
No, he can make these statements inside Parliament, like Arvind Kejriwal has said so many things because they know that they have immunity from legal action. But if he dare say that again, in the media, I'm sure he will be sued for defamation because there is no truth in that.
So you're saying
it is the Congress which has presided over these, given shelter to these mafias for so many years. In fact, 2015 to 2017, purely in terms of data, if you look at it, those were the worst years for Manipur.
Okay, let me take this across. Nikhil Jain, Gaurav Gogoi has been economical with the truth is the allegation. If he said this outside Parliament, he could be sued for defamation. That is a charge coming from BJP spokesperson. Respond to it.
See, first of all, we must understand why this no confidence motion is in place. Everybody knows that the opposition, the India Alliance, do not have the numbers to pass this no confidence motion. The very fact that they have to move with the no confidence motion is the reason that the Prime Minister of the country is completely silent on the issue of Manipur. My friend from the BJP, I thank him that he's agreed on it, that what's been happening in Manipur since the past 3 months is a very unsavory situation. Just in the morning, I was with somebody who showed me the visual of a cut head, of a severed head on a grill. That is the kind of violence that we're seeing in Manipur. The whole country has seen the video of what happened with those 2 girls. Now, he can quote all the figures that he wants, but we all know how figures in this government works. This is a government, one of the first things that they did was change the formula and the base for the GDP so that it would look that they are doing a better economic growth. Every time it's a shifting goalpost with them. Till 2022, farmers' incomes were to double. Now we don't know. Till 2025, 5 trillion ton ki economy aane wali thi. Nobody knows what happened with that. So far as the figures of insurgency in Manipur or anywhere for that country.
You want to answer his question. Is Gaurav Gogoi, when he leveled the links of the Chief Minister of Manipur with the drug mafia, was he factually incorrect? That's the allegation coming from BJP, that is factually incorrect.
Absolutely not. For the simple reason that one of the most celebrated cops of Manipur, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name, a woman cop who was a additional superintendent of police, she's just given an interview with Karan Thapar. She resigned from the service in 2021, leveling allegations that the drug mafia in Manipur, which involves the Cookies as well as the Meiteis, the kingpin of the drug mafia is nobody other than the Chief Minister, Biren Singh.
That's a very serious charge, but also charge coming in that, when it comes to numbers, when it comes to facts, the government's track record on factual accuracy of the data has been quite questionable. That's a charge coming in from Nikhil.
Madhav, you look at any data, you even look at the data that was furnished during Manmohan Singh's era. 8,000 incidents in the 8 years before the BJP took over in Northeast. 2,000 dead. And the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh, not a word, even though he came from Assam in the Rajya Sabha. So this was a legacy issue. I'm not saying that the question shouldn't be asked of the government in Manipur. Of course, tough questions should be asked. But then who ran away from running the parliament? Who ran away from cornering the government on the floor of the house? Mr. Amit Shah, on the first day, wrote off a letter to Adi Ranjan Chaudhary and Malika Arjun Kharge. Let's debate this issue threadbare. He even said this yesterday. There would not even be a time limit, he said. But they ran away because they are focused more on the optics that the Prime Minister must speak. They don't want a solution. They don't want accountability. the Home Minister is ready to discuss the nuts and bolts of the case. Today, Mr. Biren Singh has become a nemesis of the entire drug mafia. 18,000 hectares of illegal poppy mining has been seized. He won a massive mandate in 2022 because of his crackdown on that. So I am not saying that just because he's done all of that, this one incident is too many. One precious life is too much. But why did you not allow us to see the government answer the questions? The opposition has squandered an opportunity, and the people of this country are disenchanted with the opposition. Why did they not hold the government accountable?
Opposition members went to Manipur. They went on ground. They were there for 2 days. They could have come and shared their experiences inside Parliament, if nothing else. Why did that not happen? At least last week, we could have had a longer discussion, and government itself has said that they can extend the duration of the short duration discussion by speaking to the chairman, particularly in Rajya Sabha if required. So if that option was there, why was that a squandered opportunity as he's alleging?
But if the government was actually willing to have a long duration debate on this, why did they insist on doing it under 267 rule and not rule 167? The point is that 176. The point is that the government likes to run away from responsibility. The Parliament House, both the houses of the Parliament, are repeatedly adjourned. Opposition members are repeatedly suspended. How on earth is the opposition or the country to believe that when they say that
it's not just about duration? There's also the aspect of voting. You want a vote to happen so that you can put the government on the mat. Is that what we can assume now?
Absolutely. When the government has been completely incapable in handling the situation in Manipur, the opposition, as they rightfully should, is holding them to account and putting the numbers in the right place. I don't see what is the problem with that. The fact that the BJP does not want the Prime Minister to speak.
Nothing wrong with asking for a section rule in which there is voting, because that's only going to make the government more accountable, he says.
So he's saying that he wants to hold the government more accountable, but the government is ready for a debate that they don't want to do. I mean, that's heights of hypocrisy. And another thing, under 267, complete suspension of all business. Why should there be a complete suspension of all business when there's important legislative work to be done? I think they should have taken the olive branch.
That's a dangerous argument to make, because then you're saying what's happened in Manipur is not important.
No, I am saying it is absolutely important, but why should the opposition dictate terms that suspend all business and let's have a debate on only under 267? They can't dictate terms to the House. The government, the Home Minister himself has offered to do a debate.
In the past, opposition parties
has happened in the past, but should we be fixated on this, Madhav? That means they are fixated on scoring a political brownie rather than actually having a discussion.
Quick response from Tuhin on that. Tuhin, quick response. I believe Manish Tiwari speaking.
Why it was not important for the discussion to happen under 267? There were 31 legislative items.
I'm coming to you in just a minute, Tuhin. Let's cut across live to Manish Tiwari.